What's going on, guys? My name is Curryshot, and for those of you who do not know who I am, I've been a professional coach in various esports titles over the last 4 years, and I've been top 500 in every single role across multiple seasons. In today's video, I want to talk about Brazil versus Austria because I don't want Brazil's exceptional talents and game knowledge to be overlooked during their group stage matches during the World Cup. In this VOD review, I'm probably only going to look over ruins. I might do a little bit of well, but we'll see how it goes, alright? Anyway, with that being said, let's talk about the metagame in terms of which heroes are commonly picked on this map. Statistically, in a majority of the group stage matches and the Overwatch League, Winston and D.Va have been the go-to picks due to the nature of this map. However, Austria doesn't go for this combination, but there is a method to their madness. So let's get into the different team compositions and the strengths and weaknesses of them. So Brazil's starting composition is, something of just usual taste, I'll say, with the Winston, D.Va, Mercy, Zen with double sniper. With this composition, Brazil wants their tanks to give them space and to create angles by juggling the capture of this point. The reason why, while it unlocks. The reason why they have to juggle the point is because in this versus like a goat slash pseudo goats comp, this is more of a pseudo goats comp. They don't have the Zarya, they don't have the Brig. They can't really dive a target, so they have to just juggle point and while it unlocks, so they're still contesting, but they're not giving up the point while their snipers are doing work that way. While they're the Austria is trying to contest point and try to get them off point, they're creating angles by having them chase them, and they're able to go ahead and either shoot backline, shoot them, do damage, poke, etc., and try to pick up kills that way. Okay, so now let's talk about Austria's comp, which is the rather interesting one that I really want to talk about. And that is with the pseudo goats comp, where it really is reminding me of Horizon Lunar Colony, of when, for instance, a lot of the teams would send D.Va to contest point, and then the Sombra Tracer became meta, where as the D.Va contested point, way back in stage 1 by the way, where the D.Va would contest point and then Sombra would hide on one side of point and then Tracer would hide on the other side of point and kind of set up a trap where the Sombra would go ahead and hack the D.Va, and then Tracer would go to work on her with Sombra double team, etc., DMAC her, and then go ahead and cap point that way. Okay, and then while the rest of the team is trying to help her, they catch the rest of the team and dive on rotation, and they're able to clean up that way on Horizon. But anyway, enough of Horizon. I'm just telling you what it's very reminiscent of. Okay, so with this composition, as you'll see, the Sombra initially will go ahead and got this way, hack the Mega, give intel to the rest of the team to tell her what comp they're running first of all, and if they're running snipers, where they're positioned, etc. And then if they're having the snipers slash Widow, they're going to go ahead and hide until point unlocks. Right here, they're hiding right here in this little room, as you'll see. And then the plan is to simultaneously, I'm going to go ahead and pause it, as you'll see right here, they're speeding onto the Winston. Simultaneously, while this is happening, he uses his bubble. He has to use his movement ability to get out. You'll see that now D.Va has a duty, right? A job. It's her turn to juggle point and to not give him point. She still has her movement ability, so she has this false sense of security that she can go ahead and contest the point because she can just boost her out, and then Winston will have his cooldowns, and then they weave in and out that way. Okay, but again, Sombra right now is in the wings waiting for the hack, so it's D.Va's turn to juggle point, and then she's gonna go ahead and hack the D.Va since it's her turn to juggle point, and they're gonna punish her like that. Okay, so there you go. Winston goes ahead and jumps out, and now you'll see Winston is here in the wings. He can't go in. The thing is, versus this composition, if he tries to help his D.Va, etc., they can just easily turn on him. He has no abilities, no cooldowns, right? You can just get blown up that way, right? So D.Va's hacked, gets DMAC, gets insta killed, and then you'll see everybody makes mistake. Eclipse not line of sighting the Widow, going ahead and dying to her that way. Okay. The other thing I don't really like right now is that the snipers are playing with Liko and Dudu. The double snipers are playing the same angle. I don't feel that snipers should ever play the same angle. That's a definite no-no for me. Okay. Now with this fight out of the way, Brazil does a really good job of realizing the weaknesses of Austria's comp. So this comp might be good versus Winston, D.Va, double sniper, etc. if played correctly, but it's really weak versus standard goats, and here's why. Okay, let me tell you why. So you're Ryan right here with Austria. He has no Zarya and no Brig, and basically it's impossible to take space, and you have to pretty much give up space. Otherwise you get really just blown up on Ryan. So standard goats just with the Zarya Brig and not having your own really just shits on you. But regardless, it's still possible for Austria to win this fight since they're coming out with ults, okay? When I was talking about Zarya Brig just shitting on them regardless, not being able to take space, this is in a neutral capacity. And what I mean by that is that if no team has no ults, right, that team inherently just beats the other one, okay? But right here, there is room for outplay since they're coming up on the EMP Shatter. However, let's take a look at how Austria played, because they decide to play close, which is an absolute no-no from me. This is not how you play versus standard GOATs. You have to have the ults on hand, right ready, not 90, not close to them, but you have to have them on hand. So I would want Austria to actually go back to point, because as you will see, they notice that he doesn't have a Zarya, they notice that he doesn't have a Brig. This Rein, Houdini, boom, just disappears, okay? He just gets charged, they go super aggressive, he dies. And once in any type of GOATs / pseudo GOATs comp, once the Rein dies, the rest of the team is just open, is just butter, okay? You're able to just go ahead and roll through them that way, okay? So Austria makes the mistake of not being patient and playing off of EMP Shatter. And as you'll see, the rest of the team just goes ahead, farms ults off them, clears them out really quickly. And then Austria again are making the mistake of not switching the compositions, really tunneling on this Hog. Not sure why. I think it's because they're close to a Diva Bomb, but again, he just needs to go. And I guess Sensotics is the Zarya player of Austria. They just need to swap here, because the Hog is not going to get any value. It's going to feed a lot of ults, and then Brazil is actually going to cycle ults really well, as you will see. As a result of Hog just feeding them the ult charge and not getting any value, okay? Austria, big mistake from them to go ahead and stay on this Hog. Now, again, even though they know Austria is coming up on 6 ultis right now, Neil doing a fantastic job, as you saw just now. He just charged the other Rein, he's playing aggressive. If this is something that you'll see in solo queue games, or even some teams make, is that like, oh no, they have 6 ults, we have to play passive, we have to play back, play corners, like hide, whatever, right? Play back. If Neil does that, you're most likely going to get rolled anyway in terms of 6 ults, so this is your best chance, is to go ahead and create pressure by playing aggressive here. And since Rein is around 200 HP, their Rein, since he gets charged, he has no Zarya bubble, he just gets flattened out here. He needs to play defensive, hold that shield, get healed back up, and he's not able to go ahead and aggress on that EMP, okay? So big ups to Neil playing confident and aggressive in such a tournament, and realizing the weakness of Austria's comp. Again, the game knowledge of Brazil. When I say Neil, I should actually say the whole team. They realize the strengths and weaknesses of their comp. Dudu, basically, out of, as you'll see, they use all 6 ultimates. So Austria ends up using all 6 ultimates and only net 1 kill. They're about to use a Diva Bomb, so 5 so far, and they only net 1 kill. Again, since this comp inherently beats Austria's comp, if in a neutral like capacity, right, then Brazil actually does have the advantage here, compositionally, okay? Even though they're down 1 here, they're still able. It's still a winnable fight, okay? I shouldn't say like it's just, oh, it's 1, because it's not. I mean, there's still 5v6, right? But it's still a winnable fight, okay? Unlucky dog right there, he gets hucked out of the shatter. But again, the Zarya doing a lot of work in this composition, and Hog not again providing any value, and they clean up with the grab essentially, okay? Rein has to give so much space, so the rest of the team is just getting rolled. And then let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit. I want to talk about the final fight right here, where Brazil has Earth Shatter Diva Bomb to work with, and Austria has no ults to work with. So they finally swap off comp, so good on them. They realize that they need to get off, at least to get the Zarya to go ahead and weave in and out of those bash combos from Brig. They're able to save their Rein that way, okay? So they can take a bit of space. They're not just sitting back the entire game, okay? They can play off Hack, they can play off Zarya, okay, and Rein. So right here, Brazil, let's talk about the win condition here for Brazil. They have these 2 ults to work with. Back in Season 3, you guys remember how Diva Bombs and Reinhardt Shatters were comboed, where Diva would throw her bomb behind, and then as the Reinhardt turns around at the last second, he would shatter and try to shatter the Rein, so the rest of the team throws dice to the Diva Bomb, okay? So, since he can't shield it, since he's shattered, okay? So, right here, Brazil does go for something similar, however, they don't coordinate it correctly. He throws this Diva Bomb in the middle, and they just rotate right. But again, it's good to hold up close right here, since the rest of the team, somebody has to contest point on Austria's side, so it essentially makes it a 5v6, right? Since somebody has to go to point. And it doesn't matter that if they lose point right here, because they're at 54%, and if they win the fight, they can just recap and win the game, okay? Or win the map, the round. The round. So they're able to go ahead and clean clean up the fight that way. And yeah, that's basically this map. Alright. So what I would like to have seen differently from Austria is, or sorry, Brazil in the initial fight before they were running the goats composition is when the monkey was right here, I would want him actually to kite back. First of all, I want him to go around ramp if for instance you know that what composition they have, and they might have not seen him, but again, 15 seconds when the game's after 15 seconds when the game starts, you can always just hit tab, and you'll see what composition they're running. Okay, so I would want him to know. Okay, well I'm playing versus this, so I would actually want him to go around here. And if they chase him off point, they can go ahead and set up better angles for both snipers. If they, again, once you have a perpendicular angle, the Reinhardt, if he tries to speed onto the Winston this way, he's able to go ahead and he's not going to chase with the shield facing this way and then chase like that, okay? So you'll be able to go ahead and there's vulnerability in backline if they try to chase that Winston, okay? So it creates a better angle for the sniper. The perpendicular angle is literally the best angle, and it forces them out of cubby here, okay? So that's what I would want from Brazil next time with the starting composition. But in terms of goats, they played really well. However, I do want to address that I really feel that Brazil in this tournament should have played a lot more Ana goats. I feel that's a stronger variation of the composition with the anti-nade. So not just the anti-nade, the sleep, right? So as you saw USA in the USA series, USA did work versus Brazil because again, sleep dart gets a lot of value if you play around their Zarya bubble. So again, once there's Zarya bubble, you have to also look at tendencies. Once the enemy team Zarya bubbles, and once your own team Zarya bubbles, the Brig will always try to go for a bash because you have no allied bubble, right? So that's usually when you want to try to sneak a sleep dart / nade in, or you could create angles and go ahead, stick to your Reinhardt shield, and then wait for chart cooldown, etc. to create angles with nade. So I would have really liked Brazil to have done that this tournament, but it didn't seem like they played a lot of Ana at all, right? So let's look at another thing Brazil could have done better. We're just going to go to the world map really quick because I feel this was interesting, and I like thinking outside the box, okay? Because I don't think it's just good to imitate. I think it's better to innovate, okay? So right here, you'll see that after Brazil just lose this first fight, they go ahead and swap to goats, and you'll see that they're unable to take this point up until 99 because of how the map is structured, okay? I think the hog variation of goats is actually really strong on this map because it's really hard to speed onto something when there's a giant hole in the middle. They have a huge environment to work with, and they have this corner, the corner right here, the corner right here, and the corner in the high ground on the other side, okay, that they're able to work with, and they're able to juggle point that way, okay? So you'll see in a more clear, concise way what I mean by this, okay? I'm going to go ahead and pause it soon. So right here. So you'll see they try to speed onto the diva here, and she just goes up here while Winston's on the complete other side. So now they have to try to get him off of point, and then they try to speed onto him, right? And then diva, what happens is she can just drop back on, and they can juggle point that way, and they're just going back and forth looking like chickens, right, to try to figure out what to do versus this composition, okay? So they can basically stall to 99. Austria can stall to 99, and then once they finally cap point, they just need to take 1 or 2 dry pushes. What a dry push is basically they don't use any ults, and they try to bait any of the opposing team's ults, and then come back with ult advantage, and eventually they do take the point because of this, alright? So thank you so much for watching this short VOD review. I have been pretty busy, guys, with the OD playoffs, so we're in playoffs for a chance for Contenders Trials, and I'm trying to give my time to my team because I want to be the best resource I can be to them, alright? Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys later.